Oh my goodness, yes. Hey there, classic TV fans. I've got a fun story from the 90s involving none other than Robocop and the legendary Rowdy Roddy Piper. Yep, I'm talking about that time when Robocop faced off against a superhero called Commander Cash, who was played by the notorious wrestler turned actor. But before I get going, let me first thank the good folks over at Fanhome for sponsoring today's video. Fanhome is the online subscription service that caters to mega fans of franchises like Star Wars, Marvel Comics, Fast and Furious, and of course, Robocop. Their exclusive figurines and build-up models allow us true fans to immerse ourselves in the entertainment universes that we love. So how does it work? Well, when you subscribe to the service, each month you get a package delivered that not only contains the next assembly stage for your very own 2-foot-tall replica of Robocop, but you'll also receive additional content designed to inspire, and let's be clear here folks, not only relive the history of a really fun movie and TV franchise, but also take you on a fantastical journey to the not-too-distant future. The free gifts that you get along the way are pretty cool as well. I personally just started receiving my Robocop subscription, and I won't lie, I'm looking forward to rocking that Robocop cap. And right now, the good folks at Fanhome have a special offer where you can start your own Robocop subscription by using the promo code that can be found in the description section of this video. Alright, let's get going. Picture this. It's 1994 and we're halfway into the first and only season of the Robocop television series. Now, I'm not going to bore you with a recap of the entire show, but here's the gist. Robocop is around, Omni Consumer Products, better known as OCP, is up to their usual no good, and our metallic hero has to put a stop to it. In this episode, OCP's latest scheme involves marketing Commander Cash, a character meant to sell toys and other products. But is that the whole story? Not quite. You see, Robocop gets involved when kids start stealing these Commander Cash toys from stores. Now, I've just got to say, I never expected this or any other TV series to have an episode where a bunch of 8-year-old kids carry out a toy heist, especially way back in the 90s. But here we are, so I couldn't resist asking AI to conjure up a picture for me. I have to say that the kids in the actual episode were a bit more endearing than these kids. They're kind of scary. So the story really gets going after the heist at a mall opening event when a man not intended to be Commander Cash but someone else who has stolen the costume creates all sorts of chaos by telling the kids there that the toys are free that day. And who is this man? Well, he's none other than Rowdy Roddy Piper, rocking some peculiar yellow headgear and powder blue spandex. As Robocop tries to unravel the mystery behind fake Commander Cash, we discover that all sorts of products, including a sugar cereal called Super Flakes, are being sold with the goal of controlling the minds of the kids in Detroit. And after a couple of battles with Piper, Commander Cash, Robocop finally learns the tragic story of the man behind the mask, a noble and well-meaning inventor / cartoonist named Tex Jones. Ultimately, Robocop and Piper's character team up to stop the evil OCP villain, who is actually finally taken down for the count by another super character, a superheroine of sorts. I'm not going to say anything more than that, but I was pleased with the way that the episode wrapped things up. All in all, I know it sounds super corny, and it is, but it's also a ton of fun. And there's a sly nod to John Carpenter's 1988 film, They Live, which also starred Rowdy Roddy Piper as well. You see, the way that the mind control messages are sent to the children here in this episode is similar to They Live, in that it's done through special glasses. The Robocop movie series at its very best was a satirical comedy on corporate greed, and this episode doesn't shy away from those themes. The way that it tackles them isn't very sophisticated, but it's goofy fun that, believe it or not, still holds up even today. If you are curious and would like to watch this episode, which I believe is the 13th episode of the show's first and only season, it's on Crackle at the time of this video's publication. If you're a Rowdy Roddy Piper fan like me, then you probably know that we lost this wonderful entertainer in the summer of 2015 Roderick Toombs was just 61 years old at the time of his death. Cardiopulmonary arrest caused by hypertension was what the coroner reported. His friend Hulk Hogan found a message on his phone after Piper's death where he told the Hulkster that he just wasn't feeling very well, but not to worry because he was walking with Jesus. It almost seemed like he knew he didn't have much time left. Despite producing 22 episodes that were fairly well received, RoboCop the TV series didn't get the green light for a second season. Why? Well, ironically it was the almighty dollar. I remember reading somewhere that production costs for each episode ranged from $1.2 to $1.5 million. So at the end of the day, good old corporate greed, or at the very least, the production studio's desire to turn a profit is what did this version of RoboCop in. And sadly, we never got the chance to see the return of Rowdy Roddy Piper's Commander Cash. Kids everywhere, however, were able to play out the sequel that never happened because there was a Commander Cash action figure available for mom and dad to purchase for their young ones wherever fine action figures were sold back in the 90s. I think I saw the good Commander at our local Kmart way back then. I really should have picked one up because now I've got to go to eBay to find one and it ain't gonna be cheap. Which is why I need to extend a huge thank you to all those folks who've clicked on that little join button and become supporting members of the channel, along with advance access to videos and exclusive live streams. Well, they have my complete appreciation. And to everyone who watched this video all the way to the very end, thank you very much as well. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like or maybe even subscribe to the channel. I talk about music, movies, and mostly TV from decades gone by. You know, the good stuff.